It's EJ from Yacht University. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the different types of yachts that are out there. You know, you're getting into the yachting industry, you should think about the kind of yacht that you want to be on. Are you a sailboat guy? Are you a powerboat guy? You know, we got two different main options, which would be those two. You can either get on a power yacht or a sailing yacht. I'll go into power yacht first. In the power yacht sector, you got about three different types. You got the cruiser style, you got the expedition style, and then you got the speedboat style. The cruiser style, commonly referred to as the tri-deck cruiser, because it usually has three decks, and it's usually that same kind of look to it. Whether it's 150 feet or it gets up to 500 feet, we would have more decks, obviously. They almost have that same kind of style of look. These boats are meant to get to places moderately quick, but more so for style and comfort. And, you know, they're very stable and they look hot. Well, your second style, the runner-up, would be the speedboat style, which is typically, you know, one deck, maybe a little flybridge or, you know, a sunbridge style, you know, maybe a retractable roof on top. And, you know, these boats are powered with jet engines or gas turbine engines or just some like crazy, you know, big engines. So you got that style. These ones, the hulls are a little different. They're more designed to get up on a plane and speed, whereas the other one is more of a displacement style hull to be able to weather itself in heavier seas and, you know, be more comfortable. And then finally you got your expedition style, which is typically full displacement hull, built for traveling the world, usually really slow. The owners of these boats aren't trying to get anywhere quick, they're just trying to travel the world. Usually a lot of deck space on these yachts for, you know, tenders and toys. And typically you'll see a forward pilot house, which means the bridge or where you drive the boat is a little more forward than center. And, you know, this is to take on rough weather and be more comfortable to operate the boat from. So you got those style, and then you got, you know, we'll go into the sailboat style. You have, you know, your sloop, your ketch. You got a bunch of different avenues you can go to on the mast placement, and then the hull, you know, the style of hulls that are on these sailboats. So, you know, the main differences I've noticed are when you get into the power yacht industry, these guys aren't afraid to spend money. Ho 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 ho. Like they're, you know, they got lots of money. They got a big old power yacht. They're burning gas. There's lots of space. There's lots of room on these boats, and you feel comfortable. Not to say that on the sailboats you don't feel comfortable, but space is a little more limited on the sailboats. You know, the wind powers the boat, so, you know, costs are just a little different. Not to say that these sailing yachts aren't expensive, but I'm just saying, you know, the spaces on a sailing yacht are usually a little more confined for the crew. You only have typically one flat deck to roam around on or, you know, hide away on. And there's some benefits and negatives to that as well, right? You know, when you're on one flat deck, you probably mingle more with the owners and the guests, whereas on, you know, a 5-deck or a tri-deck, the guests will be somewhere and you'll usually be out of sight and out of mind. So, you know, a few factors you want to think about when you're going to approach applying for these jobs. Which kind of boat do you envision yourself working on? You know, maybe go look at a couple of these boats and see what you think you can imagine yourself cruising on and what you'd prefer. Typically, just from my experience as well, is you usually get paid a little bit more on the power yacht side. So that is a factor as well, and that's always been a factor for me. I've always envisioned myself as a power yacht guy. I just like the look of them, and I like the space, and I just, you know, it's just my kind of boat. But for my own personal boat, you know, I like sailing. But for work, I prefer the power. But to each their own, and it's all about the adventure. So do a little brainstorming and find out what kind of boat you want to work on. Chat soon.